It's time for the Master Board Update with special guest David Keeley. Now here is your Master Board President and Vice President, Bob Walter, and Randy Robbins.
Welcome to the Board May Update. I'm Bob Walter, President HOA. With me today is Randy Robbins, our Vice President.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to be going over some of the accomplishments and activities and plans of the board. The good thing is that the election is over. No more campaign rhetoric. Now we can focus on enjoying our community and getting things accomplished. Speaking of accomplishments, some of the things this active board has recently done is that we did the carpet in the main ballroom, atrium in the hallway. We'll be doing it also in the billiard room once the billiard tables are replaced. We replaced 300 of the chairs in the main ballroom. I want to thank Fred Richmond for assisting us in that and getting us a great deal on the new chairs. We recently converted the pickleball state-of-the-art sports complex here, and I want to thank Tony Brown for his involvement in coordinating that and also setting up the new tournament. We're having a tournament during Charity Week. We're competing against other 55 and over communities, and it's great exposure for our premier community here. All the new things that we're getting installed and accomplished. I think other people will see that and wish they had moved here instead of Four Seasons or another community. Some of the other things that we've also done is that we had a RFP on the landscaping contract to determine are we getting the best deal, yes or no. I want to thank the Procurement Advisory Committee for their assistance in that. I think we had 5 different companies submit bids, and we chose Artistic Maintenance again, the one that we've had in the past. They came in with the best bid. The closest bid to them was $300,000 more, than theirs. So it was great that we went through that process, because I'm certain that it saved us a lot of money, and now we know we have been getting the best deal, all along. Some of the other things that we're doing is the conversion of the not conversion, but actually the expansion of the lounge. I've been here for 20 years. Every year we lose money in the restaurant, and almost every year we make money in the lounge. So it kind of makes sense. They talk about proof of concept. Well, it just makes sense to expand the one and contract the other. Dan Comerford, who's no longer with us, a very conservative treasurer and a friend of mine, he estimated it would take approximately 8 years, to recoup the investment. Now, I don't know what his numbers were, but I know that he's a numbers guy, so he probably examined that very closely to make sure that it was wise, and he highly recommended that we do the expansion. Some of the other things that we've been involved in is that we're having quarterly events for the Welcome Home, and they're going to be held in the ballroom, not the Sandwich. We're expanding it. We're including the other clubs and groups so they can connect with the new residents right away. So if you have a club or group and would like to participate in that, the next one is July 22nd, I believe. Contact our new recreation director, or contact Jason and let them know. Speaking of a recreation director, we just recently interviewed and hired Dario Puig. He started 2 days ago. I know Jason's really happy about that because he can now go back to doing his main job instead of 2 or 3 different jobs, at once. So these are some of the activities that we've been involved in. One other one is that the contacted Captain Jeff Horn from the Banning PD, and we're contemplating having an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with them to come have them patrol our community on a limited basis, and see what they would charge us, to do that extra patrolling here. And the numbers haven't been forthcoming yet, but we will be looking at that and considering that in the future, to continue to make sure that we have the most affordable, the safest, and the best retirement community around. And now Randy's going to be explaining some of the other activities.
Thank you, Bob. What I'd like to talk about in general today, well, first off, we're almost 2 months into spring, and today I think is one of the first actual spring days we've had. So the reason I bring that up, not only because I hate the cold, but I bring it up because a lot of projects are outdoor projects. We have the North Clubhouse pool deck and the spa resurfacing that need to be done, and we haven't been able to do it due to the fact that we've had issues with weather, between rain, the cold, and all of that. So we're going to get that project and other projects going. The Fairway Bunker project is now complete. There's a couple little tweaks that still need to be done, but the contractor is complete with his job. Our superintendent of the golf course, Mark Birchfield, has been working diligently with the contractor, and him and his staff have assisted them, which helped keep our costs down, including we've installed the sand rather than having the contractor do it. So that kept our costs reasonable. Brought some of the dollars down on that. So we're really happy about that. Back to just really quick of what Bob commented on the MOU with the PD. We once again, you'll hear me harp on this at board meetings. You'll hear me harp on it here. Is we have safety issues here. We have people running stop signs. We have people speeding. That's why we are looking into the MOU and having the police department actually doing some patrolling. And quite frankly, they'll be able to give tickets. And if people aren't stopping at stop signs, we need to deal with that. The board has accepted or agreed that we could build one dog park if we are able to find a suitable location. We are working with the ad hoc committee, either the previous one or creating a new one, whichever we end up doing. We're working on that now, to actually pin down the most suitable location. And that would include talking to the local neighbors of that area and getting I don't want to say a consensus because that makes it sound like a vote, but getting an idea of what they want. Or if they don't want it right in their area, we've got to weigh all of that, and then the board will be making a decision if we find a suitable location where to put it. Over the last couple months, we've spent a lot of time, thanks to Bob Hicks and Ron Varner, creating a master plan initiative. The board took a really long look at it. It was a very in-depth process, and it had a cost to implement using a consultant. We have made the decision for now is to actually work on a policy and procedures initiative at this point, in not completely in lieu of the master plan. We may be able to get back to the master plan some other time, but by having the policies and procedures initiative, we're going to outline exactly what we need to do so that following boards, management, everybody is on the same page of what's expected. As I believe I've said before, once we create these policies and procedures and they're approved at open board session, in order to change it, it has to be open board session. So that it has to be changed at open boards or open sessions. And by doing that, that is creating the openness for the community to be able to see what we're working on and have some input at the open session meetings. So we think that's very important. One other thing that, as many of you know, is near to my heart is the Pass Action Group. We will be holding a town hall on June 25th at 4 p.m. in the main ballroom. The case won't be heard by a judge until November 17th, so we do have a lot of time. We want to just get the community made aware of exactly where we are, what's happening again, and just keeping everybody updated, and so that they're aware that this fight is continuing. Although there's nothing really happening right now, we will continue this fight against the Banning Point warehouse. It's very, very, very important to the future of our community, quite frankly. And also, if this gets edited and out in time, on Friday the 12th, Supervisor Gutierrez, our brand new supervisor, will be here from 1 to 3 in our ballroom. I encourage you to come. He's going to talk about senior services mostly. He's going to have a meet and greet with his staff. Supervisor Gutierrez came out to us even before the election and promised the support of his office should he be elected to everything, not only senior services, to the warehouse fight, and anything we might need in our community. And the reason, and he has kept his word, as was recently said at a board meeting. Many times you don't hear from the politician after they're elected, and that's what Bob brought up at a previous meeting, and he's correct. But Supervisor Gutierrez and his staff have been phenomenal. They're getting very involved in the community, not just Sun Lakes, but in all of it. And we're looking forward to working with him as a board, and as I personally as a citizen, looking forward to working with him. Next thing is Charity Week is coming up. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to David Marshall Keeley, the director of the Charitable Trust. And so, David, you can speak to what you need to speak to.
Thank you, Randy. So this is David Keeley, and I have chaired the Sun Lakes Country Club Charitable Trust since 2012. So this is our 33rd year of Charity Week, which is the biggest part of our fundraising. So we're really happy to be able to help the charities in the greater San Gorgonio Pass. Let me read to you off of our brochure a statement about our mission. Our mission statement is, we are organized and operated by volunteers exclusively for charitable 501c3 purposes to help meet the needs in our community and the greater San Gorgonio Pass area. So what started as a celebrity golf tournament in 1989 has morphed into a full week of activities, the first full week in June each year. And this year there was an event in February. For the 4th year, there's been a tea in the South Clubhouse, a British tea. And last year we had a huge event in April, and the full week in June is taking place. And then this October is a big event. That's the fashion show and luncheon that is for women. So we're really spreading the cost for people to participate in the charitable activities of the Charitable Trust. I need to say something about the trust. It's different than the HOA. This was set up years ago to protect the HOA from any liability. So it is a California corporation in good standing with the California and the feds as a 501c3 charitable organization. Again this year, the Delegate Assembly has graciously participated in the distribution of a packet of raffle tickets, which is a big part of the fundraising of Charity Week each year. They were delivered to all 3,327 homes here. And it provides the information about participating in purchasing raffle tickets. The overview for the week this year is on Monday, a happy hour. That's going to be in the evening at 5 o'clock in the ballroom. Then Tuesday, a putting contest, which is really popular. Wednesday, a big day. It's the pancake breakfast in the morning. And then 11 o'clock, the helicopter ball drop on our driving range. Thursday is the Monster Scramble. Always sells out. So if you're planning on participating in that, get your sign up in really early. And this year now, for the first year ever, in the new pickleball courts, there's going to be a pickleball tournament that's a part of the fundraising. Saturday is the Pro-Am shootout. We're back to a shootout. because the pros will be here on Sunday and they'll be participating with an amateur. Starts on hole number 10 in the morning. We really encourage people to walk or to drive their golf carts and see, even if they don't play golf here at our championship golf course, they can walk the course, and that's always a lot of fun. So we encourage you to participate again this year in the fundraising that benefits 36 or so charities in the greater San Gorgonio Pass area. And I'll give you an overview. We really have a balanced portfolio of the charities that we support. There's youth and arts that receive 25% of what we give away in the grants, hospital, education, food and feeding, and meeting social needs. So we really take a look at the charities that request a grant and make sure that they fit into a balanced portfolio. So we thank you for your involvement in helping meet the needs in the greater San Gorgonio Pass area by the fundraising that the Sun Lakes Country Club Charitable Trust puts together.
A few other things I wanted to mention, or we wanted to mention, and that is we wanted to welcome and thank Gary Burkle. You know, he won the election. He's our new treasurer, and maybe we can have him next month when we do our update, have him talk to you and explain you know, his perspective on our members here. And it's good having a full 5-person board. And then last but not least is that if you have a concern and you want that concern to be addressed by the board, what you need to do is contact the board, contact the district delegate, contact a committee member, you know, use message to management, but don't turn around and put some sort of complaint on Facebook and expect it to be resolved in a timely manner. It's not going to happen. We're not a Facebook-driven board. Maybe some people in the community respond to that, but we do not. You know, we would be wasting a lot of our valuable time and resources just, you know, running down you know, various unfounded complaints. So go through the normal process, the normal channel, which is, again, you know, contact us, district delegate, committee member, or message to management is the best and easiest way because you can track it. Here it is. I sent it in this date and time and what happened or didn't happen. So we need to all work together, come together as a community for what is best for all of us. And I'm certain that we will be doing that you know, in the future. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, David, for the great information about the Charity Trust and how important it is. And I hope everybody can participate in the events the first week in June. I know that you'll be in the golf events,
Yep.
being an expert golfer.
I don't know about that. But yeah, the charitable week or charity week is a great time, and not only for the charity aspect, but it helps build community. And I think our community is a strong community, and I think these types of events and everything that we're doing is just going to make it stronger and stronger with the cooperation of our government officials as well. And those are my goals for the rest of spring and early summer to try to get us back to post-COVID community.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next month with the June update.
Thank you, everyone.